I have 7 p.m. I'd like to welcome everybody in the auditorium and the viewing audience to the Revere Conservation Commission meeting of March 1st, 2017. First item on the agenda is roll call. Member Joseph Lavalley.
Here.
Member Nick Malason.
Here.
Member Vincent Gloria.
Here.
I'm Andrew B. DeSantis, Chair. Member James Sarboni and Member Ann Raponi are absent. Next item on the agenda, approval of the minutes of February 1st, 2017. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Nick Malason. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Vin Laria. All those in favor? Voted in the affirmative. Next item, approval of the minutes of February 15th, 2017. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Vin Laria.
No, Nick.
Nick Malason, second.
I'll approve a second.
Second by Vincent Laria. All those in favor? Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, let me see, excuse me, amended public hearing, continued public hearing, DEP file number 0610676, 67 Standish Road, Martinetti Enterprises. Have a motion to open the continued public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
It was motion by Nick Malason? And Vin Laria again. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Vote in the affirmative. Curtis, the floor is yours.
For the record, I'm Kurt Young from Wetlands Preservation Incorporated, representing 67 Standish Road this evening for an amended order of conditions. Almost exactly a year ago, you issued an order of conditions dated March 2nd, 2016 for this project. Subsequent to the issuance, DEP appealed it, I think primarily because they were concerned about the riverfront area and whether it was in fact a previously developed site, and it also expressed the interest and the need for a Chapter 91 license. In the past year, we have been dealing with the Chapter 91 license and revised site plans to accommodate their changes. We were here a month ago at the initial meeting of this hearing to talk about the modifications that we made in the site plan. And lo and behold, about a week later, I got a call from the head of the Chapter 91 group at DEP saying, I'm really sorry, but we've changed the condition of your site relative to Chapter 91. You don't have to file. We'll return the application to you and we'll return the filing fee to you, but you don't have to file. Well, of course, all the work had been done at that point. You already had to file the application, and we were waiting to have them complete their input and their final review before we consummate this effort. That's why we wanted to keep it open. Now we're in a position where, quite frankly, the Martinettis would like to build the facility you originally permitted and move forward. So we had filed a revised site plan. It's on the back of this. I don't think it's necessary to show it to you, but more than happy if you'd like to see it. But the original site plan consisted of the same number of buildings roughly in the same location, but with parking underneath as opposed to out near the street, which is required by Chapter 91 to stay out of their zone of water-dependent use. So we've been able to go back to the original site plan. It's a good site plan, works. There's a tremendous area underneath each of the units because they're raised on stilts, if you will, raised foundation to clear flood zone. And the area underneath that's going to have about an 8-inch bed of crushed stone in it, and we'll be infiltrating surface or roof runoff into there. The rest of the parking areas will all be crushed stone, so basically no impervious area added and a significant area of impervious area removed from the site where there's no building pad there, get the site cleaned up. So long and the short is we would like to see an amended order of conditions, if nothing else for procedural clearance and closure with everybody, referencing the original site plan, which is in your original order of conditions and shown here, and just an affirmation of the earlier order of conditions so we can move forward.
Okay, any questions from Mr. Young? Anybody in the audience with questions or comments on this proposal? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing and to issue an order? I have prepared an order.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion to close and issue by member Nick Malayson. Seconded by member Joseph Lavalley. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Thank you very much.
Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. There you go, Nick.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We'll see you, Con. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, DEP file 061-0691-220 Revere Beach Boulevard, construction and maintenance, building, fueling station, and site improvements, Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Nick Malayson? Yes. Second by Vin Lauria? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. Katie?
Hi, my name is Katie Cruz, and I am a civil engineer from Hancock Associates. I'm here to present a proposed maintenance building for DCR. The project is located adjacent to the existing police barracks in between Revere Beach Boulevard and Ocean Avenue, across from the Waterfront Square development. The building will house a maintenance facility for DCR and public restrooms on the Revere Beach Boulevard side. There will be vehicular areas that are paved on site for storage of DCR's equipment, as well as a parking area to the south. There will also be a pedestrian area on the northern end of the site, which will connect Revere Beach Boulevard to Ocean Avenue. The project will include a drainage system, which has been designed in accordance to the Massachusetts stormwater standards, which includes 2 systems of subsurface chambers, which will collect water from the paved areas and the roof areas. The water will be treated before exiting to the municipal drainage system. And the project will also include a fueling station for the use of DCR's vehicles, and a salt storage shed, and then just parking area for their equipment.
Through the chair.
Member Lavalley?
Hi. I didn't see much detail on the public restrooms. Could you give me the number, and are they on the elevation of the boulevard, I would assume?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're on this side of the building. They can be accessed from the sidewalk on Revere Beach Boulevard. There's a handicap ramp to get up to them, so they'll be handicap accessible. And as to the number, 4 fixtures each side.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
4 fixtures in the men's room and the women's room.
I see. And the plumbing is existing plumbing that was there from the existing, or it's all rerouted?
Nope, this is a proposed building which will have a new sewer service, new water services.
How did you come up with a number of 8 bathrooms? I'm curious. I mean, was there any study done as to how many would be necessary?
I'm Brad Edgerly, I'm the architect, Arrow Street. We used plumbing code based on there's the occupants that we could accommodate are up to, I think, 2,000 based on the code. So we had a code study done.
Really? And that's what they came up with? It seems rather a small number. I remember when they had the porta johnies up there for some of the functions that were on the beach, the sandcastles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and they had like 25, 30 porta johnies up there.
We did not do an event study.
So you'll probably still see porta johns for the sandcastle in addition to what's there. I think on the one up near 515, on the men's side, I've never been in the women's side, I think there might be 3 toilets and 2 urinals. On the one at the beginning of the beach, there's quite a few more, both urinals and stalls.
And another point, will there be a station for lifeguard there? Or first aid?
No, I think I can speak to that. Hi, I'm Robin Fetch, and I'm representing DCR tonight, and the lifeguards will still continue to work out of the Eliot house down at the end of the beach. So this is purely maintenance and our offices for overseeing maintenance.
Okay, it's rather shallow facilities for the public. I mean, we lost an inadequate and antiquated bathhouse, but then we got nothing. The city, the state, I mean, we have 2 MBTA stations there. We've got a 3-mile beach.
Yes.
Nahant has more facilities than Revere does, and they're only a mile and a half. So I'm wondering why Revere Beach is getting kind of short-handed on a lot of this.
If I could just speak to that a minute, what we are trying to replace, I used to work at MDC before we became DCR, and
Did I.
We did have a maintenance facility at this beach across the way, and it was demolished, and that's primarily what we're trying to replace here. The restrooms we've added as an amenity, and we believe that with the current 2 other public restrooms on the beach, that we'll be able to adequately support the population there. For special events, we'll always have to bring in porta johns.
But it seems kind of ironic, they built that skywalk to go right from the MBTA to the beach for the public, and then they have a stairway to nowhere because there are no facilities, and now you're going to have a total of 8 bathrooms? I don't know, that seems kind of very inadequate to me, as far as I'm...
Paul, you'd like to speak?
Yeah.
Come to the mic, introduce yourself, please.
Mr. Chairman and Commission members, just so you know, this project is really being driven by the city of Revere. We enacted special legislation in 2011, which allowed for the proceeds of land sale where the development is now taking place to not go back to the Commonwealth General Fund, but instead to build this facility and to build public restrooms that were not anywhere near on DCR's radar screen. So we think this is an important addition to the beach. The development alongside the plaza, which you talk about, the bridge to nowhere, is about to begin. And I believe that there are going to be not public restrooms, but there'll be hotel space and restaurant space, and there'll be restrooms there. And this fills a gap in the middle of the beach because it's a mile in either direction to the next bathhouses. So this is kind of critically important to the city that this take place now. It also will enable the 4th major phase of development in this entire project to go forward.
By opening up the piece on Ocean Ave,
Yep. So,
the piece that's between Lot 3 and the Covington property.
that's correct. Parcel 2.
Parcel 2. The parcel that we approved at the February 4th meeting, lots 4 and 5, that's adjacent to where the hotel's being constructed.
That's right. That's right.
So within short term, I think we'll see the build-out of the waterfront
That's right.
plaza development after a long time coming.
It's decades.
Yeah, decades,
We-
yeah, going back
we
really
know.
to the 70s, right?
That's right. Yep. So, in any event.
Yeah, the only question I have is with your maintenance facility, they're going to put any sweepings into containers and haul them off that way? There'll be no actual on-ground storage of sweepings?
I think I could speak to that a little bit. There will be some temporary storage and of beach cleaning, but it'll be removed, probably daily, if not every other day.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to generate quite a bit, and you're really going to need to do that.
Yeah, so we are providing some storage for that.
Okay. Anything else? I prepared an order of conditions for this project. Incorporated DEP's comments in the letter of February 28th regarding the fueling station and posting signage for moving cars when a flood is expected, is typical with other developments done on the beach. So do I have any other questions from the audience? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing and issue the order?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by member Nick Melason, second by member Vincent Laria. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I've got a copy of this, file it with DEP, and then I'll send it to Katie.
Yes.
And I can send out a PDF of it to you, Robin, as well as Katie, once I get it scanned. There you go, Nick.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next item on the agenda is a certificate of compliance for 58 Eliot Road. This is for Louis Padova, Gene Catanazzo, and Paul Finocchio here representing the owners. Paul?
Good evening, Paul Finocchio, PJF and Associates. Is here on behalf of Mr. Padova and Gene Catazzone, who's here this evening. They are requesting a certificate of compliance for the property located at 58 Eliot Road. The property was developed in according to the approved plan. There are the 6 foundation openings for flow-through. This is in a flood zone. The property is built 2 feet above flood elevation out there. And there is crushed stone that was installed for the driveway parking areas.
Any questions for Mr. Finocchio? I've got the certificate of compliance. Do I have a vote, a motion to vote it?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Nick Melason. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by member Vincent Laria. All those in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Any opposed? Voted. There you go, Nick.
Thank you.
Last item's adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Adjourned at 7:17 PM.